Good evening. Thank you for joining us. You're with me, David Kagina, and with me is Embakasi East Member of Parliament, Babu Owino. Welcome to the show. Asante Babu for creating time for us.
Thank you, Devi. Mambo ikoaje?
Mambo salama kabisa.
Shukran.
Sasa top saizi ni BBI.
Yes.
We have BBI on set to be tabled in Parliament.
Yes.
How are you going to receive it, you guys? How are you set for it?
Actually, for us, we are more than ready for the BBI. The fact that signatures had been collected and it met the threshold, in fact, it was over and above the required threshold by IBC. That was showing a vote of confidence for the BBI. And then it went to the county assemblies, it was equally passed. Then now coming to National Assembly, which consider it passed as we speak, because there's nothing that is going to make that BBI be stopped at the National Assembly.
Set.
Everything is set and BBI is going to pass. And after that, we'll go to the people to decide, of which I know that the people will decide on a positive note for the BBI to pass. And let's expect a new constitutional dispensation.
Ever since the handshake, we've had instances of Jubilee Party having divisions within itself. Could you say the handshake was a means of dividing Jubilee from the inside?
Handshake wasn't meant to be a tool. Handshake was a unifying factor. President is a symbol of national unity. And the president invited many leaders uniting. Kalonzo is in it. Gideon Moi in it. Wetangula in it. Mudavadi in it. Babu Owino in it. Baba in it. What's wrong with this other one person? Which means there's some fishiness here. So this person is a person who's looking at his personal interest. And it reminds me of an economist called Adam Smith. He wrote a book called Wealth of Nations. He said, it is not by the benevolence of the butcher, nor the brewer, nor the chef, that we get our dinner, but it is by their own selfish interest that we get that dinner.
On your social media, Babu, you posted a lineup for 2022 elections, and you seemed very sure about it. Is it informed? How informed is your list?
Don't call me a prophet of doom. You may find out that this thing will eventually work the way I said it. And actually, Baba is going to be the President of the Republic of Kenya in 2022. Uhuru is going to be the Prime Minister. Kalonzo, Mudavadi, and Gideon Moi, they are going to be Deputy President and Deputy Prime Ministers. Deputy Prime Minister position. Babu Owino is going to go to Embakasi East unopposed in 2022.
Still in the seat of the Member of Parliament.
Member of Parliament, unopposed. Then will be appointed a minister in that next government.
Which ministry do you think, Babu, you're viable?
I'm overqualified for any ministry. When it comes to politically, overqualified. Academically, way overqualified. First class honors in actuarial science, masters in actuarial science, second class upper division in law, masters in law, and 6 diplomas. See, that is overqualification. Nikiongeza na birth certificate. Niongeze na birth certificate, driving license. Si hiyo niko overqualified jamani.
There has been complaints about the rising cost of living. Currently, some attributing it to debt. How viable is this?
The country is depressed. What do we need to do to inject more money in the system? Problem could be some leaders in the country. Borrowing is not a problem, but you are borrowing it for what purpose? Under the theories of consumption in economics again, there's one theory called full life cycle hypothesis. Now, this theory dictates that throughout your life, so at your 20s, you know that there are certain things that you'll be enjoying as time goes by. By the time you reach 60, 70, there are also things that you ought to have enjoyed at 60 that you should not enjoy at 20. So the financial institutions came up with a model and said that at 20s, when you are earning at 20s, can we make you enjoy what you ought to have enjoyed at 60, but while at 20, by giving you things like mortgage, so that with the mortgage, that house you can only buy it with a salary at 60 or 70 years. But they bring it close and tell you that with the salary that you have now, you can be paying it kidogo kidogo until you finish your mortgage. So which means what you ought to have enjoyed at 60, you are enjoying it still now. So there is no problem of borrowing from the future and enjoying it now. Okay?
Won't the future suffer?
The problem, the future will only suffer if it is misused, pilfered, defrauded, misappropriated. But you will enjoy it as we speak if at all it is brought to you and you enjoy it and pay it in future. You will not even feel that effect if at all you are enjoying it in the right way.
President Uhuru Kenyatta himself has confessed that Kenya is losing around 2 billion per day to corruption. With the borrowing, don't you think we are filling a bucket that is leaking on this other end?
That is why I told you that the issue could be leadership, not the borrowing. So because the president is also aware, and I know is putting up measures and ways to deal, to curb those people who are stealing, who are defrauding money from Kenyan citizens.
Are elections free and fair in Kenya?
What do you think?
Tell me, Babu.
Elections in Kenya, depending on which level, there's the MCA level, some are fair. Members of parliament, some are fair. Governors, some are fair. Presidential, some are... ever since I started voting, it has never been fair, although it is free.
You have said since you started voting, elections have never been fair.
I have faith in the next election.
Do you have faith in the IEBC?
There are only 3 commissioners. We are going to add around 4. Yeah, so everything will be well. As we speak, things are going to be well.
You are very sure.
We are putting up measures to ensure that elections will be free and fair.
Thank you, Babu, for making time for us. Now, that was Embakasi Member of Parliament Babu Owino, and that's all we had for you here. I'm David Kagina.